Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. What's up? Dumb out. Whoop. Niggas gon' DJ Shabby on the ones and
Yes,
twos.
sir. What's good, money? What's going on? How's everything?
Ah, man. A little bit of this.
A little bit of that.
You already know,
I
B.
already know how it goes, man.
How you like little man haircut?
It was nice. It was nice.
Got it chopped off.
All the way off.
Wasn't expecting that.
Nah. That was low.
I was like, I don't know about that one, B. I might get a phone call.
I had to go, though.
This shit was nice, though.
That's what's up.
Word, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Allergies got me right now.
I can hear it.
No corona. It's allergies, though.
You sure?
I'm positive.
All right, now.
Word.
Come on, man.
No, there's no symptoms, but a little drip on my nose right now.
Check your fever when we done. Yeah, I mean. Yo, we got a dope guest tonight, B.
What's going on? Who we got tonight?
Man, got this dude named SINN from Virginia.
Okay.
And he done worked with everybody, B.
Everybody in the game.
Everybody, B.
That's what's up.
Yo, SINN, what up?
What's good, man? What's good? Let's get it.
Word. What's good with it?
Hey, any day you wake up is good, bro. So, hey, life.
Yo, let's talk about growing up in Lynchburg, Virginia, B.
Well, the name alone, let's see with everything else. If you can make it in Lynchburg, a nigga can make it anywhere. You heard me? So,
yo, did you actually see somebody get lynched down there?
Man, you have a lot of things like, especially like to keep it what you got going on in political and what's going on in society. That's been going on, you know, it's the South, Midwest, you know what I'm saying, Mid-South. And you have things that go on that you never put the light on.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're like, people don't understand growing up in a Commonwealth state. I tell people this all the time. When you grow up in a Commonwealth state, they do anything common to get your wealth. Don't matter. Different life.
They about that money down there.
Yeah.
I got a ticket down there, B. That shit seemed like it was $1 million. I was like, God damn.
Hey, and whatever they can get from you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they can get. Just go ahead and turn yourself out.
When they say Commonwealth, what they mean by that for, people that don't know?
Pretty much the state really does what they want to do. Their laws and what they want to do, they pass their laws and make their state whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? So say if you were to go somewhere else, New York has different laws. You go to Virginia, you might be able to take and do whatever. But in Virginia, they ain't playing whatever. They do whatever they can do. If you got something against the law, whatever, they got their own laws. Okay, well, there ain't a law against that. We just made one. Thank you very much, and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. So, well, shit, you done been around the world. I know you said your parents, you know what I'm saying, was in the military and all that. How does Virginia stack up to other places where you've been?
I love Virginia because I was born there, but I love different places, going and seeing different things, experiencing different life. So I love going everywhere, man. You know, so everywhere in life is an adventure. And, like right now I currently live in Michigan, which has always been a dream because I'm in Detroit. One of my idols is Barry Gordy and that Motown sound and all that and what he put together. So to be able to actually be in that city, it's a blessing for me. I love Detroit.
Did you pull up to the Hit Factory?
Oh, hey, bro. I've experienced and explored Detroit.
How'd it make you feel when you walked in that motherfucking building?
Dude, like a whole different person. Like, like as an artist and being somewhere with that and knowing, like I said, with Detroit, they have so many great artists and so much talent here. Just to see where that came from and where music, that's the way a company should be.
Yeah.
That's my idol. That's the way it should be.
You think that shit could ever happen again? The way Barry Gordy did it?
No. I don't think it ever happened again. Right now you have, like with Barry Gordy having the studio, he raised every artist. When I say true A&R and made you feel like a family, he raised them from the way they dressed, their manners. He took every artist from that step. He had the studio, the producers, the engineers, he had the writers. He had everything right there. Now you have so much where, thanks to technology, you got iPhones you can record on. You got everything that you can do everything on. So nobody's going to need that in-house and that hands-on, and stuff is so fast and quick now that pretty much A&Rs don't exist. Anybody can do it. Everybody got an opportunity to do music now, which is a great thing. express yourself.
Well, shit, you done been in the game over 20 years. Let's talk about some of your experiences, B. Cause the list that you got working with, you know what I mean? It's type long. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna let you say it.
Well, I'll
From the
tell you.
J's to the Princes, and I just said I ain't gonna say it, but I'm just talking some shit.
Well, I'll tell you, everyone, I got to work with some talented people and great artists. And what I'll tell everybody, and they ask me, how did I get those opportunities? I was in the right place at the right time, and people that was paid to do that job didn't show up for the job. So I got thrown into that spot. That's how I met most of the other people. It was opportunity met preparation.
Mm,
You know, somebody didn't show up. I was thrown into the mix of it. It was sink or swim.
mm,
Well, I chose I wasn't going to sink. I chose to swim.
mm.
Um, like I said, it was great working with the people. When I say that one, I got to work with Jay Z by accident. And people say, "How was that?" I was working at a studio, and people don't know the grind. I was interning at a studio, which meant I was working, doing other things. Also, I was working at a studio to learn to intern and everything to pay for my studio time, so I didn't have to come out of my pocket for all the studio time. Because at that day, you didn't have everything. You had to go to the actual studio. You had to
Word.
go. No one had all that equipment, so
That's
Mm.
a
you had to
fact.
go there. So I swept trash, did whatever, learned how to mix, master, learned and watch the engineers, ran things, went out. Well, the engineer that was booked for that session, I didn't know anything. I was in there working on my own stuff. The engineer that was supposed to come and record the vocals didn't show up. Well, the owner of the studio said, I got to have somebody. He said, you're going to engineer a session today. You know how to record and lay vocals, right? You just grab the vocals. You don't have to mix and do anything. You sure? All right. Come on. He threw me in the room. I set up, tested all the mics, and the next thing you know, walked in was Jay Z. Well,
That's crazy.
here we go with this.
That's
Word.
So
crazy.
here we go with this. So I won't, no fronting or nothing. Is I was nervous as hell. Like, oh, I'm
Hell
about to fuck this up.
yeah.
I'm about to do
That's
some really.
crazy.
I'm looking at the studio owner. I won't tell you. I won't say nothing. But I'm gonna be. I keep it 100. I got up to go to the bathroom, so I could go in there and tell. I didn't go to the bathroom. I went there to ask the owner of the studio. You sure you don't want to do this, bro? I said,
Word. Word.
no, you're gonna do it. All right. So back in the room I went. Actually recorded the vocals, and when he was done, he only listens back like twice when he's done.
Mhm.
So he listened to the vocal back. Well, I didn't know if I was going to get yelled at or anything. I just knew it done. Well, while he was recording the vocals, his first take, I had already edited out everything, all the breaths, everything had it already leveled up to make the next one. So when he laid his second one, I did the other edit. When he came in the room, I had already pretty much had it cleaned up, started mixing and mastering. They didn't ask me. I said, fuck it. I'm already in it. I'm going to start doing something.
Yeah,
Well,
fuck
I
it.
started playing with the vocals and he liked it. He goes, yeah. So I did that one, sent him his project, and went by about 2 or 3 days went by. Same situation again. The same engineer didn't show up.
Mm.
He still shouts out to that dude. Now everybody says, how's the engineer kept
Word. Shout out to
Shout
him
out to that
for
man.
being
He was-
late.
he was
Word.
dealing-
Tardy.
Yeah, he was dealing with his, he was going through the struggles of being a single father and going through the child support courts and all that. So I shout out to him because it wasn't
Word, for real.
trying to miss work. He was going to make sure he could do for his son and fighting that court system. So, I look at it now whenever I laugh with him all the day. Shout out B. I laugh at him every day because if it wasn't for him going through what he did, I wouldn't have got the opportunities I did. Got that back. A couple days later, DMX, it was same studio, came in.
That's
Okay.
crazy. I guess you did a good job. You did a good job.
Word. You know what I mean?
So
You passed the test.
the engineer didn't pass. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to engineer that one. Same situation.
Uh,
Oh,
Hey, you
shit.
gotta go sit in here and get this lay these vocals. Well, who? What? Who? I got this dude coming screaming through the door with a whole bunch of bikers, me being bike to myself. Oh hell no!
Crazy.
All right, if I fuck up this session, okay, I got lucky with the other one. I fuck up this.
Word.
There's gonna be some problems in here.
That's
So-
a fact.
You know, well, we ended up getting it done, and I mixed that one. Well, I got that one done, and next thing you know, I got a phone call about 6 hours later. Said, "I need you to go to the airport. Um, we're going to pay for you to come up here." The first thing it was like, "We need you up here for 3 weeks." I said, "First of all, before you do anything, you don't need me anywhere. What do you talk about? What are we getting paid? How much? What am I doing? Go somewhere. What?" I had to have all those details first. I said, they were like, "You're going to ask a bunch of questions?" "Yeah, I'm going to ask a bunch of questions. I need to know what you need me to do." So I was
Mm-hmm.
shocked. And then I jumped on the plane. They said, "You'll find out." I jumped on the plane. And next thing you know, I ended up staying in New York for about, I didn't come home for about 7 months. And it was just producing, mixing, and mastering. It was all just for, as I tell people, I was there and prepared to do what I needed to do. So
That's dope.
that's how I got my name into different stuff and working with different artists.
Mm-hmm.
That's fire. That's fire.
Well, the list is a little bit longer. Let's talk about Prince, man.
Prince.
How was it working with him?
Prince?
Word.
That's fire.
Now
That,
he
I
did.
know that's a
Yo,
rough one. That's
yo,
a rough one. I heard some stories about Prince in the studio.
yo,
Like,
Sid is being like, you know what I mean?
all right,
He chilling right now. The list is like type long,
yeah,
B.
yeah.
all right, like with him,
That's
with
crazy.
him, like I told you, I was always hustling and doing different stuff. I'm all about using every talent. So I was able not only to do with studios and music, I started doing studio design and build. So I would build studios for people from
Mm.
nothing to everything, buy the equipment for them, tell them what they needed after they consulted with me. What did you have? What did you boot? What are you looking for? Here's what it is. So I would do that. I would build it from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a lot of hookups with that one. Well, I got contracted to do and build out 6 studios. No name on it. Y'all were just hired by it. No nothing. Got all the equipment. Well, Pro Tools had just came out, and they made me a deal like that week before for me to sell all my equipment and go and start using Pro Tools. This is when it first came out. Now you
Mm.
imagine I've saved up all this money to get my mixing board, all my studio equipment, all this other stuff, and you want me to just get rid of this for a computer?
A
Are
computer.
you
Mm.
get out of here? Well, anyway, I took the shot with them. So they hooked me up. I had it Pro Tools and everything. I was one of the first one to got to use it. So I started messing with it. Started and got good and got the training. Well, then that's what I said. When you buy enough equipment, they were like, "Who is this person buying all this in my name and installing it for clients, installments?" So they started giving me demonstrations, had me going out to seminars. So I ended up becoming pretty good. I ended up getting my master's in Pro Tools. So
That's what's up.
I built the studio up, and then with the last day when I was getting ready to leave, I tested everything up, and they were like, "Do you give lessons? You're gonna have to show the guy that owns this."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Man, I got some other stuff to do." Well, they hit me with a nice lump sum right in my hand and said,
Uh,
"How about tomorrow? And for 4 days, I need you to train somebody how to use this for 4 days." And they were like, "We'll give you that amount every 4 days." Bet. Yeah.
I
back to
see
that.
it
Word.
there.
I see
Get
what's
my
going
ass
on
down,
here.
still in work clothes, sat down. You know, I just put the studio all together, sat down.
Uh,
Well, in comes Prince. In walks him. Well, he's one of my biggest, I'm one of his biggest fans, and that was one of the idols. So, first of all, again, that was a gut check session. We're like, okay, I'm going to stay cool. Don't lose your cool. Don't act starstruck. And don't try to throw up.
mm-hmm.
What is going on? So, that was cool. So first thing he said, I need you to show me how to do this. I know the basics. So I showed him how to get started with that with Pro Tools. So that was just a thing where I can say I showed a legend.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Word.
So
Yeah, I mean,
now,
Yo, he taught Prince how to use Pro Tools. That's
now,
crazy.
it's
the
a
thing
guy
was,
behind the
That's
guy
wild.
every time.
That's wild,
so
son.
what was crazy is I learned so much from him because after I showed him, he was like, I showed him a little bit, and he's like, "Listen, you got a talent, you got an ear. Let me show you some other things." All I want to do is be behind the scenes. I never wanted to be the artist. I like
Mm-hmm.
what was on behind the scenes. I like just creating it and be done with it.
Mhm.
Um, well, after that, he had me record some vocals for him. Now, people that know Prince, you don't touch nothing. You don't do anything.
Mm.
So I showed him how to do it. His first session, he came in and he said, "All I need you to do is push play and record. Not rewind, not stop, don't touch a level, don't touch anything." So for 3 months, I did that. Well, what I learned in those 3 months, what he showed me is I learned how to studio enough. And what the best lesson that Prince showed me, he says everything is where it's measured in time, beats, bars, seconds, minutes, and everything. He said when he goes in the studio, and he taught me this, he said, you buy studio time in hours. He said, see, you're doing it all wrong. 15-minute increments. So every 15 minutes you need to be creating. So when I watched him do this, he would go in and I give artists his tip. The first 15 minutes you get the inspiration of the thought. The next 15 minutes you need to be writing and collecting that thought. The next 15 minutes you need to be laying it down. In the last 15 minutes you're listening back to correct it and move on. The song is only 5 minutes long. Why should it take you that long? If it takes you that long to catch that idea, then it's not worth your time.
It's
You
not
get
worth
the
it.
thought in it. You're not focused.
Next song.
So, yep. So I watched him, and the marvel of watching him do this is in one day, I watched him do 7 songs in 1 hour from nothing. Played everything down. And that's what I tell a lot of artists. So that's why I said when we were talking earlier before the show is I view my life, I'm looking at a clock every 15 minutes and I program myself. Every 15 minutes I got to be doing something. And I've just gotten programmed that way. So, I don't waste a second in life. So, yeah, that's how I got to work with them, So, like
Super
I said,
dope.
That's fire.
Just been in the right places, man. I just love music.
Let's talk about Big Pun.
That was pure accident. Pure accident.
You the accident king, son.
It's not accident. It's destiny.
It's destiny. But you the accident king.
Nah.
I need an accident like yours.
Nah, listen.
Prince? Jeez.
Send me an accident.
Send me an accident, B. Let me get one accident, son.
So I was going back and forth to New York as we was talking about up and down 95. I had other things I was doing. Well, I designed and built studios, and that's what I say. A lot of things happened because I didn't want to come into the industry. I had another way. I was building studios and wiring up studios for people. So I met all these other producers because the company was saying, let me send him out. You can order it through me. People would have it and ask me, what do you want to do in your studio? So I would tell them, what do you want? Here's your mic. Here's the best budget. Here's what you want. And I would tailor it to what they wanted and what they could afford. So I met a lot of great producers and stayed up on technology. That's what I tell a lot of people is knowledge is power, because still today I'm always looking at what's new, what's coming out. Those seminars of looking at what product, what's better, what do you spend your money on? So that's how I got in the other one. It happened with Big Pun was I was hanging around Ian Allen. He was at Def Jam, Violator days. So all those clicks, and you got to think about not like music now. You ran into everybody. You went to the tunnel in New York. You seen every artist. You met every artist. Well, ran into that camp. We were in there. Ian was hanging with them. They needed an engineer for that night. So we're going to the studio. I just built Ian's studio. He was like, SINN, we're going back to the studio. Well, no problem. I put all the equipment in. I knew how to run it better than he because we just put it in. So I showed him what it could do. That's how I got him that night. It was just time and place, accident. Show him how to use the studio.
There ain't no accident, man.
That wasn't
Stop
no
saying
accident. Yeah, I think you got the wrong definition of accident, Sid.
No, I told you. There's a lot of people. I tell them it's opportunity meets preparation because had I not been prepared
there we go.
You know what I'm saying? You could have got anybody else that had those accidents, but it took those people. But it also took I give a shout out to all the people that helped me in my life. And when I say it took a lot of training, it took a lot of people give me their knowledge, their game, sitting down, do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of veteran engineers and artists that I got to meet with. Even the youngsters today, you learn different stuff, how to do different things. So it was just, I'm a sponge, man. I got to know how things work, So I always want to figure out how it works, why.
Well, we might need some tips over here, man. We're building a couple studios over here, so
talk that shit,
after we get off, we gotta tap in.
Come on with it. Hey, listen, I ain't got no problem helping. I tell you exactly what you need.
All right, definitely. That's what's up.
SINN said he gonna pull up on the bikes.
What happened?
He got a whole bike team, you know what I'm saying? That's what he do. He ride bikes.
Pull out.
Shout out to the
pull up on the bikes.
Pull out.
Shout out to Midnight Club Reapers MC. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yo, What's up with Alicia Keys? Tell me, don't tell. I don't want to hear no accidents again, B.
All
Alicia
right.
Keys couldn't be no accidents.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys, my dude.
Shout
That's
out to
golden.
um
Golden.
again. It was knowing somebody, knowing somebody. She was with MBK Records. Well, people don't know that before she got signed to a major, she was with the independent label of some talented brothers that believed in her and would, like most things, they had a startup label.
Yeah,
Well, they had the talent with unbelievable. People don't understand this. Fallen and her for most of her first album, I had the privilege of when she was auditioning. Again, I was with Ian Allen. Again, shouts out to Ian Allen because I did a lot of work and interned with him, and it put me in those positions. Well, I got to see her perform and do what she had to do to get her deal. I got that privilege to see her album before the world got to see it. I got to see her perform Fallen live for the preview her album. So I got in with those guys. They just seen it, what I'm saying? Like I said, the DC, Baltimore music scene is pretty big. So, you know, getting messed with Drew Hill and messing around with those camps. Like I said, it was just me being, someone needed a studio, somebody needed something. They wanted plugins. Hey, I got Pro Tools. They want the hookup. I had the plugins. They been a plug. I had everything. I know what it did. All right. And it was nothing where I looked for to make money from it. I just wanted to see other people succeed. So I would go to their studio if I was in the area. Yeah, I'll slide through. Well, I didn't know who would be there. I didn't care. My brothers needed me to do something. We all had like a clique that if somebody had a studio and needed some advice. Hey man, just call me up. I'll help you. If I'm in the neighborhood, I'll help you. I can come do it for you if you can't figure it out. So, and they helped me as well. Like some things I didn't know on different machines or different stuff, they would help me. So it was just each person supporting people. So you just ended up in that loop. You know what I'm saying? Just treating people right. You just ended up in that loop. So that's why I said a lot of the artists and a lot of people I work with, a lot of people won't even know some of the people because if it wasn't for those people at MBK, I would have never met Alicia Keys. I would have never had a chance to do things with her. I would have never met a lot of these artists. So, like I said, opportunity meets preparation. Hey, you know how to do this? Yep. Come on with it. Yep.
Yo, who would you say would be the like the easiest artist that you worked with in the studio? Because you don't work with so many people.
Jay-Z. Jay-Z.
Jay, that's fine.
Jay-Z.
Will he just go in there and knock that shit out?
Bro, it's like people don't understand until they've seen him do it. And when they say really, and they document about, when they talk about it, like he really does go sit, when you play the beat for any final one, he goes and sits in a corner or sits by himself and you just hear him mumbling. And you don't know what the fuck, and you just hear him mumbling. Then he gets up. He tells you what he wants, does it flawless. And then right back, and you can't say, oh, wait a minute. He ain't memorized it. That's just a freestyle. No. He comes right back, does the ad-libs behind it, and then does the verse again. All right there. And he listens back to it twice and walks out. Like, how much easier could that be?
Yeah.
The level's good. Yep. Okay. He does it. He makes sure that, and again, it's opportunity meets preparation. People don't see that Jay makes sure his level's right. He makes sure the mic's right, the vibe right. When he goes in there, everything's the right height for him. Boom, boom, boom. And he's in, out, done. Preparation, opportunity met preparation. Everybody that's worked with me, he does it to everybody. That's what I said. The sheer fact and the awe when people see that. That's why when we were talking earlier, with watching that and you're seeing your face, you watch, no matter how, and like I said, you ask any artist in the industry that's been in the studio with Jay, bro, that is definitely a confidence destroyer for you because you watch this man go in there 15 minutes or so mumbling and you in there, and some of the hottest rappers. And he goes in and knocks it out, walks out, leaves, or even sometimes he might say, but he's done. I mean, you over there with your pad and pen trying to come up, man, how am I going to top this? How am I going to even compare? Yeah. And you still got all night long to go. Let's do it.
This nigga's booked all night.
Word.
All night. Come on with it.
Jay said we were sipping on some Douce.
Somewhere else getting some other money, doing something, and flying and probably doing a concert or something else, and you're in there, and look, he's calling back. Hey, let me know when you're done with the song, man. I can't wait to hear it. Like, really. So I watched
Yeah.
do that. So
That's a different animal.
Yeah.
Yo, you wear a lot of hats, B. CEO, songwriter, producer, engineer, you mix and master. How
Get
you wear
tired
all
of
these hats, B?
you get tired of paying somebody else for something that you could learn to do. Then you don't have to wait for it. Dollars make sense. It makes sense for me to keep investing for somebody else to do it. Does it make better sense for me to invest in myself to get the knowledge and learn to do it for myself? What pays out in the long run?
That's crazy. Yo, how'd you learn how to engineer?
That's was that's what attracted me to music. It was the beats, the vibe. Like my father had a studio, and being able to sneak down there, it was just a vibe. But watching all the lights, watching all the stuff, the mixing boards and stuff, and you're seeing all this stuff go on. So, like I said, I was like Curious George when I was little. I had to know how it worked. So that's what attracted to me is how is this made? How do you make that? How does it make that sound? What makes that? You know, the theory behind it. So that's what got me into it.
Yo, we got Shavi in the building.
Yo.
Shavi wear a lot of hats. Own a studio, DJ, father,
You know.
rapper slash this slash that.
I be singing too.
Yeah.
No, but
Yo, I know you got something for him, Shavi.
Yeah. What was your most memorable moment in hip hop, or just music in your music career? Like,
My most memorable moment. There's a lot of them. I would say my most memorable moment was watching the last show at the tunnel. Seeing the last show at the tunnel and being there the night that they closed the doors on the tunnel and seeing that lineup on there and being able to be on the stage with those artists and just hang with those artists at night. To me, that was the night hip hop was at its finest. I mean, you had, if you look at the card on the last show at the tunnel, you can only imagine from Wu-Tang, Redman, Method Man, EPMD, that whole clan.
So who had the best performance of the night?
Every one of them.
Everyone.
He said, I ain't going to be
I
able
can't
to
even
do it.
that, yeah.
No,
it was just a moment, right? It was just a moment, yeah.
You know, you think about it in New York at that time to have Redman on stage with his career. Then they had Method Man come out of that one. Then they had the EPMD to come on and open up the show for it, to have that one. And then you go into Wu-Tang Clan, Onyx with that one. All that on the stage at one night. What are you talking about? What kind of show you talking about?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That shit was the roller coaster.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Let's talk about the tunnel, B. We love talking about the tunnel.
Tunnel talk is
Live
always
with
good.
hip-hop.
Tunnel talk is always good. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, live at the barbershop. We love that tunnel talk.
Hey, people went there in the heyday. Like I said, you can't do that stuff anymore. And it's sad where the state of hip hop has come, because you look at it now with everything that we got going on. You really don't have opportunities for artists to have that kind of feeling now anymore. You don't have a lot of hip hop tours. You don't have a lot of venues that will allow hip hop artists into them. The assurance is crazy. And now, as I say, as artists, we done that to ourselves. We did that to ourselves. We make it where we have people in the crowd that are snatching chains. You're going to get stomped out of it. You're going to have those false insurance. Instead of going and enjoying the show, the music performance, you're killing that artist's money. You're killing your own stuff. You're raising ticket prices for yourself because they got to hire security. They got to pay for that one. You're not going to enjoy the show. You can't go and say, want to dress in your stuff. You got to worry about your chain getting jacked. Somebody else. As an artist on stage, he's got to worry about his lyrics, performing, and all the other things. And he's got to worry about his chain or somebody doing something or whatever beef you got going on. That's where we at with hip hop now.
Shit is sad.
Definitely crazy.
Word. Yo, let's talk about opening up for 50 Cent, B. How was that experience?
That's crazy.
Word.
How do you it was great. People don't understand that was when 50 first got his deal. He first got it signed. It was his first show. So it was a major deal. And like I said, for me to be on that, to do that with it, I learned a lot because I watched how hungry he was and
Mm-hmm.
everything. You see other artists, but you see that hunger in other people. But to watch how focused and hungry he was, and the sheer determination of he was going to make it, get rich or die trying. He had that determination where he was going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then watching an artist, people don't understand to see the business side of it is you look at what he said about it. He got signed for $1 million deal, and by the end of the night, he had $500, and he went and bought crack with it.
Mm.
Business
Yeah.
mind.
Shit is crazy.
That's wild.
Yo, this is hip hop, man. If I be like, yo, this is what hip hop did for you, what would Sin say?
Hip hop saved my life. Music saved my life. Without music, puts me in the right mind. But what I'm saying, it was my life. It got me through my worst time, my best times of my life. I couldn't imagine being without it. So music in general.
Hmm. Yo, first of all, I want to say subscribe to Sin TV. You know what I
Do
mean?
that ASAP.
Word, do that. Yo, I enjoyed myself watching some of your videos today, B.
Yeah, well, good.
And we was talking about the joint with your mom.
I apologize.
I
Yeah.
apologize. Let's talk about that record.
Well,
What
that's
that meant
good.
for you.
As you see with the new album, Know the Name, Know the Difference, is I'm giving fans a little bit of, I'm going to do something different that most artists won't do. And a lot of things is I'm going to appreciate people while they're alive. And I'm going to show them, say not to other people, but when I say that is like with the I Apologize song. It was hard, and people don't understand if you've been through a bid or somebody with it, if somebody's doing that time with you. And I look at all the things and the stress and the struggles I put my mother through. And it took me being a grown man because I was doing childish things to put my mother through that and make her go through, you know, providing the commissary, collect phone calls, bills. You realize what the stress that you added on that my mother didn't sign up for that. My mother didn't raise me to do that one. So I got into my own stuff, but she was serving the time with me because she was paying for my debts, and people can't understand that. So for that song, that's what that meant to me. As I owe my mother, and being a grown man, I had to apologize for my childish ways.
Mm-hmm. Yo, if y'all see the video, y'all see he riding his mom on the bike. He
Mom's
told
a
me
rider.
that the mom is a rider too.
Mom's a rider.
Who been riding the longest?
My mother.
Mm.
My mother.
Who taught you how to ride?
I taught myself.
A word?
I taught myself. Me, I told you, I never waited. First bike, my cousin left my bike. A funny story with that, and I'll get into it. My cousin left his bike. He's 13 years old. He told me, and the first thing he said, me being the inquisitive kid that I was, he told me he was leaving out of town for the military. Said, do not get your narrow ass up on my bike. That was a wrong thing. Well, in my mind, that statement meant go ahead and get on it.
Mm-hmm.
His fault for leaving the key there.
Straight up.
And so he left the key at 45 minutes where he did. I figured out how to start it. That was the first thing. And then I figured out what the clutch do. After I figured out how to get it in first gear, I went down a dirt road and got it in second gear and didn't understand what a 1,000cc motorcycle would do and twisted the throttle and ended up running through the cornfield, breaking my wrist. Well, the determination of when my mother looked at the thing and said, now I got to fix this bike because your cousin's going to kill you. Yeah, probably true. And then now you broke your wrist. So when I went and got my wrist done, my mom came back from the hospital, and on the way back from home from the hospital, she said, I bet you won't do that no more. Well, that said, wrong.
Yeah, do
Bike's
it again.
already messed up. I've already figured out the first part of it. Let me see. I had all this time while my wrist was hurt to contemplate what I did wrong. Yeah.
Let me figure this out now.
Word.
Do it the right way.
Do it the right way, B.
So with the cast on and everything, about 4 hours later, I was on that bike going down the highway, and she was getting calls from a neighbor about me doing about 100 and some miles an hour up and down highways real quick, and to bring that bike home. So yeah, just sheer determination. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yo, let's talk about your bike club. I know you say you the president and all that.
You know, it is what it is. I mean, with that, shout out to Midnight Club Reapers. I love them to death. We just a family that loves a ride, man. You know,
Uh,
we love the sport bikes and just love to ride. So I can't say enough about them. You know, it is what it is.
to
Love them to
all
death.
to all the people out there, y'all see some of Sin's videos. Y'all definitely gonna see some nice bikes in there. You know what I'm
Bikes in
saying?
there, word.
A lot of bikes.
Hey, gotta represent what you ride, man.
Word. I was
Mm-hmm.
hyped. I saw one where your man looked like he was a Spanish guy or something. He was talking shit about that booster. Bring that booster out. What's up with that booster, B? I know you got a joint coming up with the Lambo and all that.
Hey, thou shalt not sin. Hey, man, everybody knows that like I said, we're gonna learn some Latin. Res ipsa loquitur means it speaks for itself.
Uh-huh.
It speaks for itself, man.
Uh
I ain't gotta say nothing. It pulls up. It does what it's supposed to do.
yeah. That ain't how you was talking earlier. You was like, man, about to bust that ass. He trying to be modest
He's
now.
something
Hey,
real
listen,
spicy, right?
Word, like jerk chicken.
nah, bro, I keep it real on that. You know, I'm a humble dude if you can't tell, except for on bikes and mics.
Uh huh.
Yeah. It's
So
only right. It's only right.
you step
Word.
out there, you know, hey, you step out there, you come get what you got. You know,
Yeah. Come get this work.
It's work.
you gonna get this work. Shout out to my man. You
Yeah.
gonna get this work.
Yo,
But you
let's
know,
talk
I'm
about
all
this
right.
MC shit, B. I know you said, yo, man, you's a hard working man, B. Dude send you a record, you send it right back. Who gave you that work ethic?
That was Prince. I told you, bro. It was like I told you, I break everything down in 15 minutes, and then watching others people like Jay Z, seeing the impact of him coming in and his work ethic, and then what people saying, not just what he said or how he said, but how he presented himself. You knew what type of business he was and what it set the parameters for everybody. How you deal with Jay Z, you know, when he comes in, this is what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what to deal with. You already know. So that's what I I got to watch a lot of great artists, so I got to see how they made themselves great and how I wasn't their level. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't doing something they weren't doing. So I looked, you know, saying success breeds success. And if you have successful people around you, I was just able to see successful people and watch what they really do and then
Mm-hmm.
say where I was going wrong at. Why am I not there? Why am I not doing this?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't where I was pigheaded. Well, my way is better. No, I started doubting my way to see if their way was better for me. And I realized that's where I started looking at it, making my own lane because what they were doing was not the same thing that I was doing. And I was doing it and getting to another level, taking my own route.
Okay.
But taking their route and watching what they're doing, I respected their route because their route was working too and it worked for them. But I could
Mm-hmm.
see the best things for them. And like I said, just like watching a game on Monday morning quarterback, I could see where they messed up at or they were going to fumble here. I could review the tape. So
Mm-hmm.
mine wasn't, you know, I wasn't televising myself. I wasn't out there advertising. I was just working on myself internally and doing what I needed to do.
Okay. Yo, you care to talk about that accident and how that gave you the inspiration to do
Yeah.
that other album?
Um, it was like I said, some things, music and things happen in life, and this is what made me actually start putting music forward. I went to Philadelphia, visited my uncle, and he died, he was suffering from cancer. He had a trait in his in him, so he really couldn't talk. That so right before he died, he said his respects to the last family members and and he didn't say anything. But when I stepped up to the bed, the last words to me is like, "You got to make a CD." Died the next day.
Damn.
So drove back home, went to Columbus, Ohio. Went to visit my sister. Me and my sister started going. We went for a ride on a bike. Stopped in traffic, and like I said, God is good, and this is what convinced me. Lady hit me at 75 miles an hour, knocked my sister off the bike with me. Hit me broadside, no broken bones. Didn't break my leg, but fender hit me. I was sitting still on the highway because it was dead stop traffic, and she was at 75 miles an hour texting me and driving and hit me.
Damn.
Dragged me in the car 21 feet. I woke up in the middle of the highway. My sister was still conscious. Woke up in the middle of the highway. She stopped the traffic. When I woke up, um, all bloody and everything. She made sure I was okay. She looked at me and said, "It'd be a damn shame for you to die with all that music inside of you."
Mm.
Well, got the bike up. Said, "Screw your ambulance. I'm gonna ride. I'm not leaving my bike here." And we went to the hospital. Well, as soon as I went to the hospital, I got bandaged up. I came home. My sister knew, and I walked down to the studio and I started recording one song. She was like, "Yeah, you're not gonna do it." Recorded the next song. Yeah, yeah, you're still playing around with it. When I recorded the third song, then she knew I wasn't playing anymore.
Mm.
So I decided I had a purpose. I got a lot of songs in me, a lot of messages. So that's when I pursued, okay, I'm gonna put myself out there. Like I said, I like being behind the scenes doing everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So just wanted to share it with the world.
Super dope. Yo, we got a couple questions that we like to ask everybody on Live at the Barbershop. You remember your first rhyme you wrote?
Yeah.
Can we hear that motherfucker?
It's a couple bars.
Couple bars.
All right. What's up, ladies? You trying to chill, sit back in the laps with some cups of spill. You and some friends, we can all hop in a Benz, take a trip down to the hotel for some slapping some skins. I'm drinking some yak and some gin, calling natural sin, because I'm going to be tipsy as hell when I'm breaking your back in. Then I'm out without a doubt. Just give me your number so I can call so we can get down. What you say your name was Lexus. I remember you that cutie from down to Texas. Now you're doing this, and you're going to respect this. And once I put it on you, girl, you ain't gonna forget this.
Yo, how old were you when you wrote that? How old were you when you wrote that? Was fire.
Word.
17.
Okay.
Oh, you had some pimp in you, nigga.
Word.
I heard some pimping bars in there,
some
B.
Pimp. Says pimp.
Word. He talking about laying it down. I'm like, all right. Hold on. He done did some things.
Yeah. You know.
Talk that shit, Sid.
You know, some days.
Word.
That's what's up.
Yo, this is another question we like to ask a lot of people, B. Nah, I mean, I don't know if you're ready for this. A lot of times, Shavi might be like, bim, 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 bim.
I was just about to do that, man.
Nah, I mean.
Come on with it.
It's a big question, B.
It's a big question.
You ready, Sin?
Come on with it.
Yo, you got a top 5 of all time, dead or alive MCs?
Yep. Yeah. Now it's going to mess your head up because I like to do it in genres. So I would say Rakim.
There you go.
LL. Tupac.
Why he say Tupac?
There you go.
Biggie.
Why he say Tupac?
That's 3.
Tupac, my guy. Major
And
3.
Nipsey Hussle.
Dope.
Like I said, different genres. So I look at it all as, you know what I'm saying, different genres.
Yeah, we was talking off the air. You was talking about you was bumping some Nipsey Hussle shit.
Nipsey, Dave East.
Yeah, Dave East and Nipsey.
Yeah, Dave East and Nipsey. Like I said, man, I'm looking at a lot of people don't like to look at the new generation as they said, okay, well, new school, old school, whatever you want. Man, music is music.
Yeah, if it's good, it's good, man.
Yeah, I respect their things. Like I said, I respect any artist, whether they're good or bad, because you put yourself out there and you had the heart enough to put yourself out there to be judged by people. How many people will not? And I can say I was one of those ones that wanted to be behind the scenes because I didn't want everybody in my life. I didn't want you questioning me. What am I? I'd rather been behind the scenes, behind the booth. I know what happened with that music. I know what the environment where it was created, and I was on the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? As I said, without having putting myself out there. You put yourself out there, you gotta be judged for everything, man. You know.
Yo, if you could tell a youngster something that's coming up, what would you tell him?
You're gonna get out what you put in, and also look deeper. When I say look deeper, you have to look deeper in everything in life. A sentence could mean something else if it's written the wrong way. Look deeper in every word of it. And I tell every artist, look deeper in everything in there itself, you know, contract into what you're doing, what you're getting out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what maybe, like I said, it just came to a point with this album, like know the name, know the difference. Like I said, with the stuff that you guys got, and as you're seeing, is I came to terms to look deeper, like Of course, I make the writing music. Of course, I make the other music. But with these first 6 songs that are going on the album, I wanted to do something and say, what kind of message am I leaving? So now I want to make music that we got back to, like I said, with the Motown, where you're going to be happy to be dealing with your wife, your girlfriend. It's okay not to have a lot of women or have all at once. I got a faithful ride or die chick with me. I appreciate her. I appreciate this one. She's gonna understand, as I tell people, making this kind of music. If you got that one where you're giving your girl positive, she can't come at you negative. Not
Mm-hmm.
for long. She's gonna have to do it. So you already won. You know what I'm saying? I look at that competition and you already won. Like I said, I'm saying that one where it's okay for that one. It's okay for brothers to be doing what they got to do. Be happy with yourself. So, like I said, these are messages you've seen with the I apologize. I'm trying to leave my legacy when I'm going to leave something. I wanted people to say, okay, timeless music.
Mm-hmm.
So, something they're going to, and I tell people with it, this album, the first 6 songs is like medicine. You may not like the taste of it at first, but it's gonna make you feel better. Because I
Mm-hmm.
stepped out of my own box myself to say, what could I give the fans? Something they wouldn't totally expect from me. And no one's feeling like, okay, they're gonna open up this much. I am gonna do it on it and be 100% honest with it. And hopefully other artists and other dudes. And when I say it's like for relationships, women need to be honest with themselves and men. And if you're sitting there, both of you, I made this where you can look at it for the relationship, the right and the wrong way. So you'll know the name, know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You'll start recognizing the difference between how you say that and what you do and how you carry it. And every action has a reaction with that.
Yo, you know what's crazy? A lot of time, me and Shabby, we'd be like in tune, doing the interviews and shit. When you were just talking, me and him just looked at each other and just shook our head like, that nigga said some shit right there.
Some deep shit.
Word, that nigga said some
Oh,
shit, son.
I told you, I'm trying to change people's their minds. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we look at that one where you look at music. Music has been vital ever since it came about. You look at when war times, when soldiers were marching, they marched to the beat of a drum. You hear that sound when people march to the
Mm-hmm.
beat of their own drum. African warriors, the drums tell them everything. You
Mm-hmm.
look at anything. You go to marching bands, the drums tell you everything what you're gonna do. You
Mm-hmm.
hear what do you listen to your car? The bass, drum. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear everything. So you're listening and all this, and music moves people. So why not move people in a positive direction and start doing that? And if you look at, especially with the times we have now imagine
Yeah, yeah.
these type of songs around what we got going on right now. War. What is it good for?
Mm-hmm.
We're having a war in this country. We don't make songs like that anymore.
Mm-mm.
We don't make, saying when you look at Motown or whatever, they had empowering songs.
Yeah, it's a fact.
We have songs now, and myself included, I'm not going to. We have songs now where we'll do the most valorous things and say the most valorous things just for that one, but we won't say we'll help our brothers out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. That's a
So
total fact.
myself included,
Mm-hmm.
I don't borrow myself from this. Like I said, that's what made me think about what I'm saying for these first 6 songs. Now
Mm-hmm.
again, after those 6 songs, we get back to the Rider King. We get back to the Rider music.
Come
Yeah,
out.
yeah. So, but I wanted to do something where I actually thought about it and looked at it.
Mm-hmm. Yo, if you had a fan out there, they never heard none of your music, know what I'm saying? What 2 songs would you tell them to look up?
I apologize.
Dope.
And Tony's missing her baby.
Mm. Where would they go find that at?
Anywhere music is sold, but if you really wanted to, and I'll tell you guys, I would tell you go to YouTube and really listen to Tony's missing her baby. That is a true story, and it's inspired for a foundation. I have a foundation nonprofit still searching. It searches for kids that have been victims. They're just out there missing because you have a lot of sex trafficking and all this other one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you understand that if a person's over 18, there's no Amber Alert? And that means think about your grandfather, and not
That's
just with
crazy.
a kid, there's no Amber Alerts, no nothing. But under 18, you do. Well, someone's missing them. Well, that story is about Keisha, and she was a 21-year-old girl. Her mother contacted me. I heard the story about it, and she got arrested for looking for her daughter having too much time. She got robbed. Her son got murdered. And her daughter has been and hasn't seen that this woman was out on the grind in the hardest of ghettos, looking everywhere. She has a phone, still pays a girl's cell phone bill to this day. So, yeah. So, and the other thing is with that song, they closed the case in Virginia. They closed the case and gave up looking for this girl. They started getting more tips. So she was still searching. So there's people out there. So that's where all that goes to nonprofit to fund that for that song and everything. So if you say that one, I would say I apologize and Tony's missing her baby.
That apologize, that's about Mom Dukes. That shit is fire.
Hey, gotta give it.
Yeah, I like that joint. I bumped that like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, yo. And then you had Moms on the bike. I was like, yo, this shit is fire, kid.
Hey, man, life imitates art imitates life. You know, this is my life. That's what
you
it is.
Already know. Yo, we got Big SINN on the line. SINN was good, baby. Did a great interview, B. Let's get back to talking some hip hop shit, man.
Whatever you want to talk about, man. Come on with it.
Who would you like to work with that you never worked with?
Sade.
That was a good one.
Sade.
Ooh.
That's a good one. I like
that. Sade is fire, son.
Sade.
Did she do a joint with Rakim?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, she's got they actually put her vocals over. Yeah, she did a joint with Rakim. She did the vocals with it.
Yeah, cause she don't really do hip hop.
Too much hip hop.
Word. Yeah, we gotta get Sade to do a joint with SINN.
Or Movado. So people don't know about Ray. Yeah. So, you know, like I said, man, I just love music. Yes, I'm into dance hall a lot. People that know, I'm into dance hall a lot.
That's dope.
All kind of music, man.
Yo, our boy Shavi, he got a Raven in the building. I don't know if you know what that is.
He knows what that is.
He gotta know.
Gotta know what that is.
Sometimes you got, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I say you gotta pull up and teach us how to go crazy with it, man.
That boy got a Raven in the building.
You know, hey, I'm planning to pull up. Hey, that's not a problem. But I warn you, once you get me in your studio, you're gonna have to get me in there and lock the door because if it's sunny outside and my bike's outside, I don't care what's going on. I'm trying to knock it out and get back to riding.
You're getting out of here. Yeah, I feel you.
Now, wait a minute. If you put a hot track on, be like, say, get on this real quick. All right, hold on, I'll be back. I'll knock it out for you because I love music, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we ready, baby.
Definitely gotta pull up.
We got a couple rooms here too. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms, some shit like that. And you can shoot some videos, SINN, when you pull up.
What you talking about? So don't invite me to that because I'll put you guys to work.
Long Island, we ready, baby.
Man, we in Long Island, Deer Park.
Get some of this dumb out music.
Come on, I'm not a stranger to Long Island. I spent plenty of time out there in Strong Island.
Talk that shit.
I've been spent plenty of time out there.
Yeah,
you know,
you got all on the list, so I know you know.
Well, listen, one of my greatest mentors, Tommy Uzo. I spent many a time out on Long Island.
Okay.
So out in his studio out there, and then of course, being part of the Wu-Tang family, Buddha made sure. Shout out to Buddha Monk. He made sure I was out everywhere I needed to be. So, like I said, I got around, bro.
Yo, if I say, you know what, this is the illest producer, I know that's a hard ass question, but this motherfucker is the illest producer in the world. Who would you pick out that big ass hat?
Who would I put?
Ain't an easy one. I asked somebody that. They said Swiss Beats.
That's rough.
Nah. I would have to say probably Quincy Jones.
Ooh. That was a curveball.
Quincy was the truth.
A beast.
Quincy did Sanford and Son.
Oh, that's fire. I didn't know that.
Word.
Quincy produced a lot of stuff, man.
Word.
You know why I say Quincy Jones? Because he had to play it all live. How many of the producers say can play it all live? That's why I say Quincy.
That's a fact.
Yeah, from the days of when you had to splice and it was an edited tape, you had to actually cut the tape.
That's a fact.
And they actually cut the tape.
They don't know about cutting tape,
Word.
man. Cutting the
They-
tape.
And you got to cut it right.
Yeah.
So think about it.
No
Who would be
rules.
the illest producer and the best producer in the world? He had to do it all hand baked, hand
That's
written.
crazy. That's
We have
crazy.
machines now that do all that, emulate every other sound that we could do it. He had to actually hire bands, do what he had to do, play it, write the notes, get the music. That's why I say Quincy.
And he went overseas, I think, before he out of Chicago. He was at a young age, went overseas running a band.
Quincy inspired Prince. How many people
Word.
did Prince inspire?
He inspired a lot of people, man.
Look
Word.
at Lacy. You got Morris Day. You got all these other things. Where did it come from?
Uh-huh.
Big facts.
Yo, his plaque wall got to be like
Insane. We got a whole
building.
house just for
yeah, just plaques.
Let's go to my plaque house.
My plaque house. It's in the back. And the other house is the award house.
Yeah. For my trophies and
My trophies.
such.
You know what's funny? We're talking hip hop or whatever. People wouldn't understand this, and I'll ask you guys a question. You say producers about that one. Another one I would mention that you would never even think about off the wall, Lil Richard.
Oh,
How ill of a producer
I would
was
never
he?
think. Nah, that's crazy.
He created Elvis, did he not?
No, that's
That's
a
a
fact.
fact. That's a fact.
First rap lyrics, he was rapping before we understood and like it was rap.
No, that's a big fact. That's a big fact.
Elvis's what's that? He went to a party in the county jail. Listen to that one and look at the rap pattern of it.
Oh yeah, me and Shavi gonna have to look that up.
I'm listening to it. I'm thinking of it right now.
Word, we
Talk
gonna have to
about
look
Bruce
that
Lee.
up.
That's crazy.
Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah, Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Word. That's fucking Little Richard's
El-
old pattern from
That's Lionel Richie. I mean, Little Richard.
Little Richard.
Oh, that's
word,
crazy.
Yeah, that's Little Richard.
That's a fact.
Elvis. How big was Elvis? You got it, huh?
Yeah, when they, that's fucking, that's crazy.
So
You
he was
got it.
biting. He was biting before they even called it biting.
Biting, yeah, he was.
Now, here's where you're going to go. When I tell you with music and everything, where they influence, we'll jump on another genre where they were rapping and you didn't think about it. Charlie Daniels Band. Devil went down to Georgia looking for a soul still.
Talk that shit,
Yeah,
baby.
Oh,
he's talking that shit right now.
Think
Talk
about
that
it.
shit, baby.
You think about it, though. And people wouldn't look at it. But look at where it is transcending. You're going to tell me what.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. You know, you got songs that transcend genres that people don't do their homework about. Like, you look at Ozzy Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you have Crosby, Still and Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Crosby, Still and Nash made the song "Summer Breeze."
Mm-hmm.
Who remembers a lot of Crosby, Still and Nash? But if you put on the Ozzy Brothers, you will say who had the song and who made it originally, and everybody will tell you Ozzy Brothers made it originally.
That's a fact.
Nope. Crosby, Still and Nash. Ozzy Brothers just made it more popular.
They made it popular than a motherfucker.
Right.
That shit was fire. The way he dropped that, I was like, God damn, that boy can sing.
I told you, I like to go with different genres. If you look up rappers and you say MCs, you have to know where you're from. Look at all the MCs that were before they were MCs.
Mm-hmm.
George Clinton.
Official.
You look at the go-go scene. I grew up in the go-go scene. People had never went to, shout out to DC, if you never went to a go-go live.
Woo, lit.
You guys as
Super
artists
lit.
should go to a go-go live because there's nothing to experience and there is no party. I don't care where you go, like a go-go. You're not ready for it. If you're not ready for it.
I heard those are different. I never.
You never rocked one?
Nah, I never been to one.
Because you done DJ'd everything.
Yeah. Go
Look.
parties is different.
Look, you go there, you're going to be like, say warn me. I'm going to tell you. Say warn you.
I've been to DC a couple times, and man, I ain't gonna hold you, son. That was a good experience.
Yeah. Don't worry. You need to go there. I'll tell you where to go. I got some people for you to see. Don't worry. I'll send you the right people.
DC is always dope. All the colleges over there, the black colleges and shit.
Super lit.
Super lit, bro.
Word.
Yeah. But now look at what we have now. Where are you going to have a concert at right now? You can't even get 6 feet. Your social distance. Look at what we do.
It's over.
They can't sell out a bathroom right now.
No. I mean, that's why I say people look at what's the current state of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look at it. I've seen the best part of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also watching the opportunity artists have. You have a lot of YouTube. You have a lot of ways to get yourself out there for a lot of different things. But do you have interaction? Can you go to concerts? Can you have the things? Can you have anything? You're not able to do those anymore. You're
Mm-hmm.
not able to go on worldwide tours unless you're some megastar or whatever. And I told you, they didn't look at what fans got to pay. People look at the artist or what the artist is making. And with that, I'll give you one. I have a real problem with the industry with this term, and everybody uses it. And if I can give artists one thought, you look at the industry and where they're at, and I'm so glad that artists now are self-sufficient and can do it and everything, because starving artists.
Mm.
How are people okay with that term when an artist is putting his heart, his face, his life, his safety, everything in jeopardy, and he makes the least off of his music, and they're okay with having starving artists, one hit wonders? How's that? And how people are like, well, yeah, he was only a one hit wonder. Well, there's some none hit at all.
Word.
Yeah.
Think about
That's a
that.
fact.
Instead of
Right.
we're programmed to knock anybody's success. We compete. There's healthy ways to compete. You look at MCs like say Redman and Method Man.
Mm-hmm.
They make great songs together, but you don't think that there was a competition. There's a rivalry. Them as men, it's just like riding bikes. If I ride with my brother, I don't give a damn how good his bike look. Me and him are riding. I'm trying to destroy his bike. I'm trying to beat his bike. He's trying to beat me. I got better skills than him, and that's what we do. Competition makes us better.
Mm-hmm.
So now we better riders together.
Mm.
Better
Super
songs
dope.
together. So people look at competition and they look for it to destroy. Well, you could have a competition to build together as well, and seeing who can come up with this the fastest, who can get this product out the fastest, who can
That's a
make
fact.
their own label and their team successful the fastest, instead of being a non-productive person.
I think people get trapped inside their own minds where they want to talk, they don't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I be like, yo, my man is fire, they gonna be like, but my man is sick. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
shut up. I'm talking like
we talk about my man, not your man right now.
Put him in the
People get
mic.
stuck in that.
Hey, put him on the thing, come out with the fucking product, and let it do what it gotta do. What are you busy judging for?
Word.
Sales will tell you when it's fire. Let them do it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Take
exactly.
a product. We on to the next one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, like I said, you live to fight another day, Craig.
Yeah. Craig. He said, get up, Craig.
Get up, Craig.
Get up, Craig.
You know,
Yo.
that's what you
While you talking movies, man, what would you say if you be like, yo, you know what? I'm trapped on a motherfucking island and I can only watch 2 goddamn movies.
shit, that's easy. Life and Goodfellas.
That's a good too.
That's a fact.
Yeah, Life and Goodfellas.
Goodfellas is my shit, son.
Goodfellas is a good one.
Yeah, Life and Goodfellas.
He said, you know. Oh yeah, you know, you're funny, you know. He was pussy.
So funny.
Word. Yo, we
Yeah.
got SINN on the line.
Yeah.
SINN, what's good? If people want to get in touch with you, B, how they go about that?
www.hmdmusic.com, and that's spelled HMDMUZIC.com. And you go to that website, everything you want to do, Twitter, Facebook. Man, I'm the easiest one to reach. Want me to do a song? Send it to me. I'll send it right back to you. It ain't no problems.
Yo, around here, we like to say, if you build a tight foundation, your roof won't collapse. Oh yeah. Bang. Yo, SINN, can we